آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Dear brothers and sisters, today I'll be talking to you about a companion of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam named Jundum ibn Janada, otherwise known as Abu Dharr al-Ghafari. And he is from the tribe of Ghafar near Medina. And this was a pagan tribe that worshipped idols. Abu Dharr, on the other hand, would not worship idols when he was younger and would always ask questions and criticize the worship of mere rocks. Although there are two main narrations as to how he accepted Islam, I am only going to relay one for time's sake. Abu Dharr once told his brother to go to Mecca to gather information about a man who claims to be a prophet. And so his brother left, and when he returned, he told his brother that this was a man who recites something that sounded like poetry and was calling towards one God. He said that he was a very noble man with good character and conduct. But this wasn't enough to satisfy Abu Dharr. So he set out himself to Mecca, and to make a long story short, he accepted Islam during his meeting with our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Abu Dharr is remembered for his strict piety. Many hadith or translations and so on are traced to Abu Dharr. He is respected as an early and observant Muslim, a man who was honest and direct to a fault. He was rough and he held no high office, but he served the Muslim community, the Ummah, with everything he had to give. During the time of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, there were two men who brought in a young boy into the courthouse. And as the two brothers were dragging this young boy, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu asked them what was going on. Why are you dragging him like this? And they told Umar radiallahu anhu that he killed our father. Umar looked to the young boy and he asked, is this true? The young boy said, yes, this is true. And he said that it was by an accident. His camel used to tread on their property, and their father took a rock and aimed it at the camel's eye. He saw the camel suffering, and out of frustration, he picked up a rock himself and threw it at their father. And it hit his head, and he died. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu asked the two brothers, will you forgive this young man for this accident? And they said, no, we want qisasa, we want retribution. Finally, Umar ibn Khattab asked the young boy, do you have any last words, wishes, or requests? And he said, yes, I do. He said, my father has passed away, and I have a younger brother, and I would like to give him the money that was left behind. And he said, I will need 3 days to go and retrieve this money to give to my younger brother. And although many people do not believe him and say that he is trying to find a way out, Umar al-Khattab even himself questioned him and asked, what were you talking about? What wealth and what father? The young boy simply replied, just trust me. So Umar ibn Khattab said, okay, I will trust you, but you have to find a guarantor. Someone who will guarantee you to come back. He then looked around at the packed courthouse and he announced, will someone help me today? And as he looked around at all the faces, all the people would look down or look away. And then someone from the back of the courthouse raised his hand and said that he will be the guarantor. Whose hand was this? It was Abu Dharr al-Ghafari. He was at that time a man who was given da'wah to many tribes, and he was the illustrious companion of our Prophet. He said that I will be the guarantor of this boy. This means that if the boy ends up running away and does not come back, it will be Abu Dharr who will die in his place. All the people were telling Abu Dharr, why would you do this for a random boy that you do not know? But for that time he kept quiet. So the boy eventually left, and the first day goes by and he is nowhere to be seen. The next day goes by and he is nowhere to be seen again. And the third day comes and it is around Asr. The two boys then go to Abu Dharr and say it is time to go to the courthouse. But Abu Dharr said, I will come with you, but the day does not end until Maghrib. So I will wait until Maghrib. So now, once it was almost time for the adhan, Abu Dharr went with the two brothers and started going towards the courthouse. All of Medina was following behind them, and everyone was saying, will Abu Dharr die for the mistake of a young boy? As everyone's going and minutes are ticking and everyone's waiting. Seconds before the adhan of Maghrib, the young boy runs into the courthouse. Now everyone is surprised, and Umar ibn Khattab and the other people ask, oh boy, why did you come back? He did not send a spy after him, so what made you come back? And his answer was that I did not want anyone to say that a Muslim gave his word and did not fulfill it, so he came back. And then Umar radiallahu anhu turns to Abu Dharr and he asked him, oh Abu Dharr, what was the reason why you raised your hand to become the guarantor of this boy? He replied, I saw a Muslim in need and I did not want anyone to say that a Muslim was in need and no one helped him. Now the two brothers, after listening to their reasons, said that how can we not forgive a man who was asking for forgiveness? And so they've forgiven the boy. This was the legacy of Islam. This was their code of conduct. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Umar ibn al-Khattab and the boys were wondering about whether the man would come back, and his reason was because he did not want someone to say that a Muslim gave his word and he did not keep it. This shows that we as Muslims need to uphold our promises. Most people nowadays would say something and will not keep their words. And this represents Islam. You are representing Islam. So when you do not keep a promise, it shows that Islam is something that you can break. It's something easy. which is not the case. Abu Dhar, on the other hand, his rationale was that he replied that he did not want anyone to say that there was a Muslim in need and no one helped him. There are many Muslims that are in poverty. There are many Muslims who are going through hardships, and there are many ways that we can help them. We can send money, we can send relief, we can send aid, we can send water. Even your neighbors next to you, sometimes they may need a ride, sometimes their car might break down. And if you do not help your Muslim brothers and sisters, it's a bad representation of Islam. These people strive to make an image of Islam, and it is our job to obtain this image. When we do not help our brothers and sisters, it gives off an image that Islam is not, we're not brothers and sisters. The last two were the two brothers. The two brothers have forgiven this young boy, even though he's killed their father. Although they had the option for qisasa, retribution, they said that they would forgive. Most people cannot forgive someone for spilling their cup of tea or getting them mad on a certain day. But when you look at this, someone they've loved has died, and yet they forgave them. So this is we can learn a few things from these people, from especially Abu Dhar and the two brothers and the young man. So Islam is something that is highly criticized throughout the world, and when we do things, it spreads an image. So we must take care of this image, and we must preserve this image that the people and the Sahaba has worked so hard to uphold. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من صلى علي صلاة صلى الله عليه بها عشرا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون أقم الصلاة